In today's world, ICT-enabled life has become a must for all to attain a better standard of living and to transform societies and economies. At the heart of this is telecommunication, which serves as a catalyst for building the information society infrastructure and innovation for development. In Africa's biggest telecom market, the Nigeria Communication Commission (NCC) has been the key driver of ICT, by extension the Nigeria Digital Society, through the implementation of industry-friendly policies. The development of information and communication technologies (ICTs) has strong potentials to transform economies and societies in several ways, such as reducing transaction cost, creating new collaborative models to increase the efficiency of workers, promoting innovation, improving education, and developing societies. Driving this change in Nigeria is the Nigerian Communications Commission, an independent national regulatory authority for the telecommunications industry in Nigeria. The Commission is responsible for creating an enabling environment for competition among operators in the industry, as well as ensuring the provision of qualitative and efficient telecommunications services throughout the country.
Understand their needs, understand their issues, and work with departments of the Commission and the management of the Commission to ensure that those needs or interests are managed accordingly, such that we're able to achieve the overriding objective of the Nigerian Communications Commission, which is to protect the interests of consumers and our licensees and ensure that we have a thriving telecommunications industry.
The Commission has earned a reputation as a foremost telecom regulatory agency in Africa, with a hope to catalyze the use of ICTs for different aspects of national development.
We set in motion the process of putting together a vision plan. It was it is what it was, an implementation plan that leveraged the strategic management plan, the ITU vision plan. ITU is the International Telecommunications Union vision plan, as well as at that time the National Broadband Plan 2013 to 2018. And of course, we equally considered the three items of the change mantra of Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, in the area of fighting corruption, creation of jobs, as well as maintenance of security.
To achieve this, the Commission has initiated several programs such as State Accelerated Broadband Initiative (SABI) and Wire Nigeria Project (WIN) to help stimulate demands and accelerate the uptake of ICT tools and services necessary for the enthronement of a knowledge society in Nigeria. The Commission also grew the Nigerian telecom space from just about 400,000 working lines to now about 200 million lines with tele-density, well over 100%. At the driving seat of the Commission is the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Professor Umaru Garba Danbatta. Under his leadership of the Commission since 2015, the Commission has recorded phenomenal achievements in broadband increase, raising staff morale, and a huge pass in its core values, which includes integrity, excellence, professionalism, responsiveness, innovation, and commitment.
When GSM came, mostly what people could do mostly was just voice and a little short message service, SMS. Text messages, right? Internet was very I wouldn't say lousy, it was very slow, and in fact, not many houses could even support it. And you are aware now that with LTE, what you are able to do in terms of internet access is way, way better than what you could do, let's say in 2010 even, from browsing to whatever. A lot of things came on board, like online courses, teaching, the distance learning, e-commerce, online trading, you name it.
These applications run on the infrastructure of our licensees. So as much as possible, we support. Recently, we had to ensure that the competition we have in the market is sustained as much as possible. Avoid a situation where a player in the industry becomes so dominant that they're able to fix prices to the detriment of subscribers. We also support the federal government's financial inclusion policy. The financial inclusion cannot be successful if we do not have the involvement of the telecom sector, because most of these applications run on the infrastructure of our licensees.
The Nigerian Communications Act, under Section 4, says that one of the powers or one of the functions of the Commission is the protection of consumers from unfair practices, from anti-competitive practices of operators. So one of the ways we do that is to ensure that consumers know their rights. They know, for instance, that if they are overcharged, they can come to us.
With a mission to support a market-driven communications industry and promote universal access, and a broad vision to achieve a dynamic regulatory environment that ensures universal access to affordable and equitable service and supports the nation's economic growth. For these leaders at the commissions, Professor Danbatta has a leadership style that has helped the commission achieve its set objectives in a timely fashion.
Since the assumption of office of Professor Umaru Garba Danbatta, he has made, by virtue of his strategic vision plan, broadband penetration a key agenda item for him. And we have seen through his conscious and deliberate engagements with strategic stakeholders in the industry, some of the key achievements and initiatives which he's been able to achieve to be able to drive broadband from as low as 6% when he came in to over 40% as we speak today.
From his magnanimous intervention into that project plan, that necessitated us to make a case to the government whereby the National Broadband Plan was reviewed to make it National Broadband Plan 2020 to 2025, which is being anchored by the Minister, of which Mr. President have graciously approved the recommendations in that plan. And I think that is a very, very good step that the professor, the CEO of NCC, has initiated.
These improvements are not just felt in the core values and industry satisfaction. The Commission has also grown and expanded with clear examples like the Telecoms Museum, which is one of its kind on the continent, with well over 2,000 collections of items detailing the history of telecoms from post-independence till date. Pictures of past leaders of the sector and even the first international phone call by the then Prime Minister, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, are well documented for all to see and learn. Another is the library with an array of books and texts for research and knowledge sharing. To many at the Commission, openness and friendliness in leadership is a key component of Professor Umaru Garba Danbatta.
One of the most widely known accomplishments under the leadership of Professor Danbatta, the ABC, had been to move the broadband penetration from, I think it must have been less than 15% when he started, and we actually exceeded the target with about 30% by 2018, and he was able to achieve that target, and I think we got up to about 43% in December of 2021. So that's one of the things he's been able to do. And United Nations and other multilateral agency figures, statistics tell you, and this has been statistically proven, that for every percentage increase in broadband penetration that a country has, there's a corresponding 1% increase in the gross domestic product. So you can see that during the tenure of Professor Danbatta, broadband penetration had increased massively.
Professor Umar Danbatta is a kind of person that has an open door policy. He welcomes ideas. He in fact encourages us to always think outside the box. And at any time you want his ears, he's ready to listen and give you the necessary advice to move forward.
We have an EVC that allow you to do your work. We have an EVC that is not a blockade.
Upon assumption of office, was very clear-minded in terms of what he wants to deliver in his first tenure as EVC. And he enunciated all that in an 8-point agenda, which spans, I will just mention a few of them: consumer empowerment issues, broadband issues, quality of service issues, and a whole range of other regulatory trusts, which he began to drive from the onset. And today, we can see how the achievement of these strategic objectives have helped in reshaping and transforming not just the industry in Nigeria, but even impacting what the telecommunications industry is outside of the country.
Under his watch, the industry has witnessed tremendous growth and expansion. For instance, the performance of the telecom sector under the supervision of the Nigeria Communications Commission (NCC) was pivotal to helping the country get out of recession in the fourth quarter of 2020, with a contribution of 12.45% to the gross domestic product (GDP). In addition, the telecommunications sector under Danbatta witnessed services under Information and Communication Technology, driven by NCC, grow by 17.64% in Q4 2020 from 17.36% in Q3 of 2020 and 10.26% in Q4 of 2019. That's not all. Through effective regulatory regime of the Commission, under the leadership of its Executive Vice Chairman (EVC), Professor Umar Garba Danbatta, telecoms investment grew from about $38 billion in 2015 to over $70 billion currently. Also, broadband penetration increased from 6% in 2015 to 45.02% at December 2020, indicating that 85.9 million Nigerians are now connected on 3G and 4G networks, which provides enhanced high-speed internet that has continued to boost efficiency and increase productivity across the economic spectrum. Recent statistics also indicate that between 2015 and December 2020, active voice subscriptions has increased from 151 million to 204.6 million, with tele-density standing at 107.18%. Basic active internet subscriptions grew from 90 million to 154.3 million during the period. To the EVC and CEO of NCC, Professor Umar Garba Danbatta, these successes were recorded with the cooperation of all staff in the efficient implementation of his 8-point agenda, now undergoing review.
From a little under 6% in 2015, we've gone, first of all, to 31.45% in December 2018, exceeding the target of 30% that was set by the National Broadband Plan 2013-2018. So we exceeded the target by 1.45 percentage points. Then, if you look at, protecting and empowering the consumers, there are 3 things we did, under the period, during the period under review. 1, we have empowered the consumer with our Do Not Disturb code, something all consumers of telecommunication services can deploy in order to give unsolicited text messages, a pay. from a little under 500,000 consumers who activated the code. Through our massive sensitization and education, we have over 20 million consumers now fully activated on that platform. And then, of course, the 622 again received prominence in our engagement with consumers. 622 is our toll-free number, and I think more Nigerians are aware about the existence of this complaint channel to the NCC, than before. And the resolution mechanism has seen Nigerians, pioneer registering, their complaints, not only about, the registration of their SIMs, but about even the quality of service and about, instances where they felt, they have been unfairly treated by mobile network operators. Where we have been able to resolve more than 1 million complaints through, that channel.
In all, there seemed to be a uniformity of thought by many respondents about the leadership style and quality of the erudite professor. On this, here is what they had to say.
As an institute leader, Danbatta has brought with him, since assumption of office in 2015, very transformational initiatives that have seen the commission being redefined in various ways. Today, NCC, by virtue of Professor Danbatta's role, has footprints of achievements across various sectors of the industry.
Danbatta has come with a style of leadership that has drive, and that is what has pushed the commission and the industry to the level that we are today.
Under his watch, we've seen progressive, improvement in the entire network structure of the country when it comes to telecommunication.
Is a leader, is someone that we can rely on, is someone that can hold our hands and move together. Is not somebody that is very difficult to assess. Is somebody who listens, who is ready to impact in the industry.
When he came in, he did this 8-point agenda, which we follow religiously, and of course we've achieved a lot with that. Like you said, broadband is such a big issue now, and through him, the broadband plan has been done.
On the digital economy and the role of the Nigerian Communications Commission, the EVC has been very prompt and upstanding, hence the setting up of a dedicated department under his office. In his words, the NCC drives the Nigerian digital economy, overseeing all the infrastructures and organizations in the ecosystem. According to him, the NCC shall continue to ensure high level of quality of service, security assurance of networks, information and data protection to ensure a robust and sustainable digital Nigeria that is strong and developmental.
We have also introduced additional items that, in our opinion, will spur the further growth of the industry. Because whatever we do, we have in perspective, how we can make the industry grow, how we can make it resilient, and how we can make it stable. We have this at the back of our mind. That is why I keep saying this wherever, people care to listen to me, that our strategic vision plan, both number 1 and number 2, are a compelling narrative, about the future for all stakeholders, you, I, the government, the subscribers, and so on and so forth. And in that plan, we have included guidelines for prioritization of policies, projects, and programs that are best suited to the telecommunications sector of this country.
Likewise, the Commission shall ensure a level playing field for interconnectivity and innovation hosting on telecommunications technology for the common good of the nation.